Hello YouTube. So today is November 13th, and that makes it day 13 of my 30 videos in 30 days project. In yesterday's video I said that I was probably going to record this early in the morning before I headed out to work so there'd be boy clothes, but as it turns out, I had to do some work late tonight, or late last night, I guess. So it's actually about 1:45 Central Time, so technically it qualifies as day 13, and now I can sleep in just a little bit later. And I need all the beauty sleep I can get. Okay, so it is Transgender Awareness Month, and I am using the 30-day trans challenge questions that I found that Paige did last year. And they're on DeviantArt at The Miserable Muse. So question number 13 is just bathrooms. There's no specific question, it's just bathrooms. So, you know what? It's really been in the news a lot lately because of that bill that's in the law that was passed in California, and there's a big push to get a bunch of signatures to throw it on the ballot and stop enforcement of it until the state gets to take a vote on it. And it basically is just a law that says, as I understand it, it affirms that the existing non-discrimination law applies to transgender students in schools, public schools. Which means that transgender children can use the bathroom appropriate for anyone of the gender to which they identify. And of course, there's some right-wing Christian group that's raising a big tizzy because they don't think that trans kids are actually humans. They don't think trans people are actually humans, and the whole idea of changing gender makes them feel squicky, so, they have to get up and make sure that the government stops them from ever having to feel squicky because they don't understand something. So what's going on right now is the Pacific Justice Center or something like that, along with Kathy Brennan, who is a trans exclusionist radical feminist, have partnered up, and it's like that politics makes strange bedfellows thing. She's ostensibly a radical feminist lawyer, and she's partnering up with this completely regressive organization that is doing everything they can to strip non-white male cishet people of any rights that they can attain for themselves. So frankly, I think it's one of those things where Kathy's providing these services, and once let's say they win, then PJC gets to turn around and go, oh, well, by the way, we don't like lesbians either. You make us feel squicky, so we're going to do whatever we can to, make sure that the government prevents us from ever having to feel squicky. So you're next, Just seems pretty short-sighted to me. And at the end of the day, it's dumb. When I go into a bathroom, and it doesn't matter if I'm going to the men's room or the women's room, I'm going to the bathroom. I have a particular goal that I'm trying to accomplish when I'm there, and I want to get in, do my business, wash my hands, check the mirror, GTFO, I'm lucky in that I'm generally passed as cis. People generally read me as a cis woman. Or at least they're quiet, if they read me as trans, which is fine. But you know what? Most of the time, people are just trying to go to the bathroom, too. No one's in there to, be the genital cop. So I think it's stupid. I think it's... And, the blogger formerly known as Zinnia Jones, and I don't have her new name at the tip of my tongue. It's Lauren something. Posted a really great article on Tumblr today, and I'll link it in the notes below. Talking about how the people who are actually at risk of anything happening in a bathroom, a public bathroom, are trans people, because there's this basic, this idea, this assumption that the discomfort of cis people is something that is automatically something that needs to be addressed, and not something that is, in effect, harmless, leads to people feeling justified in harassing and assaulting trans people when they're in the bathroom, because they feel like they have gotten some kind of imprimatur that says that trans people are not actually humans entitled to use, restrooms appropriate to them to accomplish a basic human daily need. And so, the people who are actually scared to go into public restrooms are trans people, because we're the ones who are actually at risk, and at risk of serious harm, not risk of feeling squicky, So, to that end, PJC and Kathy Brennan have picked this poor girl in Colorado who's 16 years old, and there's like 3 families in her high school whose kids have talked about how they feel uncomfortable in the bathroom with her, and they routinely misgender her because she's a trans girl. Sorry, it should, I think, be obvious from the context, but there's this 16-year-old trans girl who's been living full-time for 2 years, so suddenly it's this new thing. Colorado has a law on the books that says that she's entitled to use the restroom that is appropriate to her. Most of her fellow students don't care and or support her because it's just the human thing to do, but there's 3 kids and their families contacted PJC or because PJC put out a huge national ad campaign looking for test cases for just this sort of scenario so that they could fight against the California law. And so these 3 families have basically crucified this girl. They have, well, in the sense they're more Pontius Pilate, I suppose. They just, no, I have that story wrong. Boy, that metaphor broke down. Anyway, they're just turning over this poor girl to be sacrificed on the altar of cis discomfort. And, it's shameful. It's shameful. And this girl is on suicide watch. She was just living her life, and she was living her life peacefully, and nobody had a problem with her generally. I mean, 3 out of how many hundreds of kids have a problem with her? Pretty decent odds, And so, they trump up this whole idea, this whole story that she was harassing these girls when there was no evidence to support that whatsoever. And when that was brought up, then PJC backtracks and they say, oh, well, no, we just think that her being in the bathroom is itself harassment. And so apparently there's this video of these 3 girls talking about her and saying things like, when I see her in the bathroom, it makes me feel uncomfortable. She didn't do anything. She walked out of the stall or something, washed her hands and left. She didn't say anything. She didn't interact with them in any capacity other than to be in the same space they're in. So they're just feeling squicky, and so this girl has to burn for it. And it's horrific. And it makes me terrified, Anyway, I'm a grown adult, and I can deal with, the consequences of this sort of thing a little better than she can, but no one should have to. No one should have to figure out how to deal with it. I know a woman on by Gender.net who got harassed in Chicago at a McDonald's, and the police were called on her. I've gotten stopped coming out of a restroom at one of the major commuter train stations in Chicago. But I got clocked on Pride Day. It was the day of the Pride Parade, so I think, people who are squicked out by LGBTQ people are on high alert anyway, looking for people who don't, who freak them the fuck out. And I got read by some woman who was in the bathroom with her daughter, and of course I went into the bathroom, washed my hands, checked my lipstick, and got the fuck out. And I got stopped by security on the way because some woman had reported a man in the, women's bathroom, and I was like, "There's no man in there. I just checked, And they said, "Well, you have to use the bathroom that's appropriate to you." And I said, "Look at me. This is the bathroom that's appropriate to me." And Illinois' non-discrimination law forbids you from, preventing me from using the bathroom that's appropriate to my gender. And they're like, "Well, have you had surgery yet?" And I'm like, "That doesn't matter. It's none of your fucking business. If I have or I haven't, you don't know. And you're not going to go in the bathroom and check unless I get to check yours." And, they sort of backed off. Like, I didn't just roll over and accept blame for doing something that I am entitled to do. So I didn't accept the blame for that woman's discomfort, and that made the guards uncomfortable. I was lucky in that case that, they accepted that, and I didn't get in further, didn't put myself at further risk. But, I didn't go back to the bathroom again until I got home. And I had to wait in the train station for 2 hours for my train to arrive. So, it wasn't the most comfortable stop. But, fuck bathrooms, okay? That's really where I'm going with this. I want to go to the bathroom. I want you to go to the bathroom. I want anyone to be able to go to the bathroom and just take care of what they need to take care of and leave. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I promise you, if they found one single provable case, or even reported case, of a trans woman assaulting a cis woman in a bathroom, you would not hear the end of it. Anytime some kind of non-discrimination law that is that addresses public facilities, which is the stuff that covers bathrooms, anytime that comes up, the opponents automatically bring up the specter of the scary transsexual woman in the bathroom, or man in a dress in the bathroom, as a threat, a sexual assault threat. But they've never brought forth a single case of a trans woman in a bathroom assaulting a cis woman. So, why the big mess? Like, I just hate being everybody else's boogeyman, But at the end of the day, I lead a privileged life, I'm very lucky. I have a job that provides for me and my family, and I have the support I need in order to be validated in presenting the way that I want to present, and, be seen as who I am. And, I'm lucky, and I acknowledge that. And it's not easy to have to deal with this shit. And I know a lot of trans girls who just plan their day around which bathrooms they feel safe going to. Like, why should we have to live our life like that? There's not a cis person around who makes sure that they know there's a safe bathroom to go to when they're going out, because they're scared of what might happen if they have to pee, Anyway, this one's gotten long. This is already the longest one I've done this month, but I need to back up about something I said yesterday. And I saw something about it on Tumblr, and I felt I meant to be clearer yesterday. I said something about cooking with real food. And really that just means, or, food that has real ingredients, that kind of stuff. That just means that, when I'm actually cooking, I look for, those kinds of ingredients, fresh ingredients. But I eat a shit ton of frozen pizza. I make dinners out of boxes. I, go through drive-thrus way more often than I ought to. I eat processed things, and you know what? A lot of that is because that's stuff I can afford, stuff that's easy, stuff that's well within my, capability to do that particular day. And I didn't mean for anyone to feel shamed because, they like margarine better than butter, or, any for any reason that I made them feel like they made poor choices when it comes to their food intake and preparation. So I'm sorry if that is, if I made you feel that way. It was shitty not to be clearer. So, that out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up because we're already at 15:15. So, leave me messages up here. Leave me messages down here. Find me on Tumblr, brinconvenient.tumblr.com. Or go to bigender.net/forum. You'll find me there. You can try to tweet at me at brinconvenient. And that's about it. So I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow there probably will be boys' clothes because I want to be able to get to bed at a decent time tomorrow. I am tired and it shows. Look at these bags. Anyway, good night, good day, good morning, good afternoon. Love you.